I don't know where. Oh, there's the camera.
Hey.
I'm like,
Yeah.
where do I look?
Hey guys.
How's it going? We're back at you with some survival tools for back to school, because we all know kids, mamas, daddies, teachers, the universe needs survival tools for back to school. So here we go. We're going to start with the recipes. Just to outline how the class is going to go, we are going to walk you through 8 recipes. Satya and I are going to take turns making these recipes live and in person, and also showing you the labels. So don't get caught up in writing down the recipes as we go. Just watch and learn. And at the end of the class, we're going to post detailed recipes on how to mix everything, exactly what you need to mix, how to mix it, and how to use it. Will all be posted in document form at the end of the class. So don't worry if you missed something.
And also where to get like the carrier oils and the tools and the bottles and stuff like that.
Yes, we have a shopping list. It outlines all the oils that you're going to need to purchase, and outlines where to get the tools, where to get the carriers, and where to get the labels. So don't worry your precious little heart about any of that stuff while we're going on. And I will be posting a JPEG of the files. I've done too many Facebook Lives today. Of the labels at the end of the class as well. So you will see everything there. Wait till the end of the class, and if there's something that's missing, let us know, and we'll be happy to put it up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so without further ado, let's get this party started.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the Thieves hand spray, and this thing is always in my purse. I keep one. I like it because it can serve a few different purposes. You can use it to help clean your hands or your kids' hands if they need it, especially like before snack time or lunchtime and things like that if they aren't good hand washers. But even just as a mom, I carry it around with me all the time, and I spray shopping carts with it. I spray, what else do I spray?
Toilets.
We don't really use like high chairs anymore, but I used to spray the heck out of those at restaurants, door handles, like
seats, tables, chairs.
Faces. No, just kidding.
Yeah, spray it right in the face. I like it.
Yeah, so your hands, you could even spray it in your throat just to maintain healthy like oral care. It's like a good air freshener. Mouth
and
freshener.
Air freshener. Smells
and
like
air
Christmas.
freshener, yeah. So it's like, Thieves is clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, lemon, and rosemary. So it's a really good blend to help clear the air, especially in fall. We're all going to need that. So you can like literally walk around your house with this thing and just spray it everywhere.
I walk around in a cloud of thieves, and this is how I do it.
Yeah.
So
we're going to do a 2-ounce spray bottle. You can get these on Amazon. You'll find the link. And
we'll be in the shopping list.
And then Thieves is really the only oil you need for this. So 15 drops of Thieves. There we go.
I can never count and talk at the same time, so I'll talk without counting.
13, 14, 15.
I know. I walk around with this spray. We make it in a 2-ounce bottle. That way it's easy to transport in your bag or like your backpack. Olivia goes to school with one of these, and she'll literally spray it on her desk at the beginning of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, and my son actually likes the Thieves hand purifier that comes in a gel, like more like a gel form. Yeah, there you go. They have them in really small sizes. I think they're 1 ounce. So that's what he carries. Here's the Epsom salt. So Epsom salt is really great for mixing the oil with the water so it doesn't just float on top.
Because remember, water and oils don't mix.
Right, so you always need a salt, and that helps it stay dispersed in the water. And then I'm just going to fill the rest up with distilled water. Yeah. So he uses the that purifier like all day, every day. He keeps one in his backpack.
Yes. Yeah, you can get it's actually I really like the consistency of this hand purifier because it's super liquid. Not really, I mean, you can see the consistency as I pour it out there, but it feels like a lotion literally, and it's really makes your hands really soft and smell good, and it's not sticky.
Not sticky. It doesn't smell like alcohol. It's not like, yeah, it doesn't leave your hands dry like she said, so it's really nice.
And you don't have to make it, you just buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you don't have time for DIYs.
For me, mostly the spray lives in my purse, and the hand purifier lives in my kid's backpack. So that's
and the handy dandy labels, they will come looking like this, and you just print them on our Avery labels and then cut them out.
Yep. So I can post a little tutorial on how to print those, but you do it directly from the Avery Label website. You just select what product you're using, whether you're using round labels or square labels or whatever, and then you just print it directly from there. So then we just cut them out and put them on our bottles.
Simple as that. Yes.
Okay.
And the cool part is, if your kids put that on their hands and then put them in their mouth,
totally fine.
Totally fine. And they actually get a little immune boost. So I actually encourage them to put their hands in their mouth. Or you like Satya said, you can just spray it in their face. And that generally do. Watch the eyes. Have them close their eyes.
Yeah, close your eyes.
Okay. Up next, there is a Focus Rollerball, which is huge. This serves multiple purposes. So my 4-year-old, still not in school, well, he's in kind of like a play school, but he uses it to kind of keep him grounded and calm and focused, because he gets really excited about things, if you know what I'm talking about. So it really serves a purpose for him. It serves a purpose for my daughter. When she goes to school, she gets a little antsy starting around 11, because kids are in school for 8 hours. Like, how in the world can anyone focus for 8 hours on anything? So she'll pull it out of her backpack like around 12 or 1, when she starts feeling a little flighty or squirrel brain, and she'll put it on her neck herself. And that's the cool part. You can put these rollers in your kid's backpack, and they can apply them as needed. And she knows exactly. She'll put it on the back of her neck, and she's like, I was able to finish my work. Yeah. Which is really, really good.
Makes a big difference. Yeah, for sure.
It does. And then I need help focusing, because holy moly, there's a lot of stuff in the world right now. And so when I'm like kind of planning my day, planning my family time, needing to be creative, even I'm not very creative brained, this really does help. It's supposed to open up the right side of your brain, which is good for creativity and imagination and intuition. And so that's exactly how this focus Rollerbottle works. I need to apply it right now, obviously. Okay, so you can actually mix this in a dropper bottle if you want, and put it on diffuser jewelry. So my daughter wears necklaces and bracelets to school, and she'll have a little roller bottle like this with this blend in it, and just pull it straight out and put a drop right on that diffuser jewelry, and so she can smell it throughout the day. Or you can choose to put it in a roller like I'm about to show you. So this one has cedarwood, frankincense, and vetiver in it.
Yeah, and those are all oils that are high in sequesterpenes, which is just kind of a fun word to say. But basically, these are chemical constituents that make up these oils in large part. So they're heavy on these constituents, and what they do is they penetrate that blood-brain barrier to really have a chemical effect on your brain in a balancing way. So not like in a forceful way where they're forcing. It's not like putting a child on medication where it's going to force that brain to do things that are not happening naturally. It's just going to be more of a balancing thing. And it is a strong smelling, like vetiver smells pretty strong.
Smells like a campfire.
And these are oils that the smell will linger a little bit longer than some of the lighter oils. Like the citrus oils and things like that tend to evaporate very quickly, and then they kind of leave the room. So you don't need very much, is I guess what I'm trying to say, is a very little amount goes a long way.
Yes. So I just put 10 drops of cedarwood in this roller bottle. And then now I'm going to do 10 drops of frankincense and 10 drops of vetiver. Like Satya said, vetiver is the main reason my son really responds to this as a grounding oil. They're actually studying it quite a bit overseas in the special needs population. So get on Google Scholar or PubMed and kind of look up vetiver, and it's going to blow your mind, some of the clinical research that's being done on this tree resin specifically. They tap it right out of a tree in Brazil, and so it's not distilled. It's just straight out of the tree. And then, so here it is. This is why it's so thick, because it just comes straight out of the tree. So I put a dropper on this bottle. I take out my drop reducer and take off the cap, and I put a dropper in there because it's so thick that it doesn't come out of the drop reducer very well. So that's what I do. And then it's you can get these little 5 ml droppers on Amazon. I can include the link for them too.
They just make it so much easier to get the oil out of the bottle.
Watch how thick this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, and we actually use this blend as our tantrum blend. So for like even younger kids that aren't in school yet necessarily, and maybe don't need to focus on like a specific task, but you need them to like calm down, or if they wake up really grumpy from a nap, or they throw a tantrum for whatever reason, this is my go-to blend. I just roll it on the back of the neck, and it really, really calms things down.
Yeah. Vetiver also pairs nicely with orange, because orange is a natural.
Yeah, Vetiver and orange are a good blend for tantrums too.
But for focus, Cedarwood, Frankinsence, and Vetiver. Awesome. Shake it up. You can apply it to thin areas of skin. So behind your ears. Also, it's a thin area of skin, but it's also helpful because it targets the emotional center in the brain if you put it behind and on top of the ears right here. You can also, kids, apply it on the back of the neck. Forearms, wrists, rub them together, teach them how to smell their arms after they apply. They can also apply it to the chest area so they can smell it. Because the key is you want to get to the limbic center, which is in your brain, and it helps to smell the oil to get into the limbic center. So that's key. So focus roller.
Smells amazing. Smells amazing.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so No More Critters Hairspray. This is a great tool for preventative maintenance for hair health or scalp health, especially for kids who go to school and you know that things happen there. So it contains lavender, tea tree, and rosemary, and all of those are really, really good for just creating an environment on the scalp that's not friendly for critters. So we use this as a preventative spray. We spray both kids' scalps with it before they walk out the door every single day before they go to school. And we've never had, knock on wood, any problems. So we know it's not a foolproof, you know, solution maybe, but so far we've had a lot of luck with it, and a lot of other of the classmates at my son's school have had good luck with it too. And it's just really good for hair, so you're gonna end up with like really nice, healthy, like luscious hair regardless. So
Definitely.
it is also in a spray bottle.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but in Texas especially, these critters are considered a nuisance.
Yeah.
And you can come to school with them in your hair.
Right.
Like infested living in your hair.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you don't get to stay home from school if you have them.
That's not okay. So to make it okay, you need to have this hairspray. My daughter's kindergarten class had it 4 times when she was in kindergarten, infestation. And at the time I was diligent about using the spray, and like Satya had a lot of good success. And then I had my 4th child when my daughter was in 1st grade. I was not applying the hairspray like I should have, and lo and behold, guess what showed up at my house? And I had to have rational people to talk me off the ledge from burning my house to the ground. But, and funny enough, I had a professional service take care of it because I wasn't going anywhere near those things. And guess what they used? Essential oils.
Tea tree oil.
To get rid of it. And they said that's the only thing that works. These professional people. So,
legit.
Yes, use the spray, and if you don't use the spray, talk to me. Because unfortunately, I have experience with this. My daughter will definitely be getting sprayed down liberally.
Will you hold this?
Yeah. You're going to want to focus on the back part of the hair, and also on the sides. That's where they like to live. So make sure you're getting a good spray on both areas.
Will it be available tomorrow? Oh, the video? Yeah, this video will stay up for a week, I believe.
It will.
You will be able to watch it.
Yes.
Whenever.
Yes. So rewatch it, watch it if you need to. If you need to pop off for a minute, totally fine.
So almond oil goes in, and that's just because it's good for hair and it's good for your scalp and moisturizing. But it's just a tablespoon of almond oil. The essential oils, that's what's in there so far, and then the rest is just distilled water, so it can come out easily in a spray form.
Yep. So lavender, tea tree, rosemary, and sweet almond oil is the magic sauce.
Whoa.
Getting a little funnel happy over here. Be careful because the funnel will let the water sneak up on you in a hot minute.
Just like that.
It never happened. My table will be critter free. That might be a good thing.
It's just like the cooking shows where they like pre-make everything and it just comes out of the oven. Like,
it's been in there for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Same.
I know, right?
Professional.
So, yes, we are very professional around here. So, there's your critter spray.
How many drops of each oil? So, Tanya, we're going to post the recipe after, so you'll have that, but it's 10 drops lavender, 10 drops tea tree, and 4 drops of rosemary.
Yes.
Rosemary is super strong.
It is. All the details will be listed in documents after, so please don't worry about catching everything that we're saying.
How fun that is.
Love it. These critters don't like dirty hair either, so feel free to not give your kids a bath.
No, they don't. They don't like. Yeah.
Oh, they don't like.
No, that's
they
right.
don't like clean hair. They like dirty hair.
They like clean and straight hair. Yeah. You had it right. They don't like dirty hair.
Yeah.
Greasy, like oily.
Yeah. So the sweet almond oil helps with that, and it also helps with scalp health. All right.
Moving on.
Wellness Blend. Wellness Blend. Hi. Wellness Blend is a staple around here, and it's something we do not go without. Even when I lagged on the critter spray, I was still doing Wellness Blend because getting ill is no fun. We do this as a preventative, and if you need it for something different, if something happens, and you can up its application frequency. So we always do once a day on the back of the spine, and if my kids have their feet available, we do it on the feet too. And once a day in the morning before they leave, they all roll up their shirts, and most of them will even apply it themselves to the back of their spine. And during times of need, we'll up this to 3 to 4 times a day. That'll really help. So this is a roller to make it nice and easy to do. Wellness Blend. And this has several different oils in it. Lemon, thieves, oregano, frankincense, and tea tree. So a lot of these are just really helpful for the immune system. I need these.
Thieves.
Yes.
There you go.
So everyone knows what Thieves is. Our immune boosting blend. Shirts up, time to party. 3, 4. So this is 10 drops of Thieves. 10 drops of lemon will be next. And lemon's just really great for the respiratory system. It's also rich in a constituent called D-limonene, which really helps your immune system. It actually can help stimulate white blood cell production, which, a little bit of science for you, it's the cells that help fight things that come into your body that shouldn't be there.
We also roll it like as adults over the throat area if you feel like that is just somewhere you need support. You could just roll it over the outside of your throat, and that seems to help a lot too, even though you're applying it topically.
Oregano, 5 drops in there.
Oregano is what's considered one of the hot oils, so it will tingle by itself. That's why you always want to dilute it, even on adults, even if you have like, alligator skin, you're going to want to dilute oregano.
Frankincense is good for alligator skin.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of, I just put 4 drops of frankincense in this roller. Tea tree, everyone knows a little bit about tea tree. It's used in a lot of cleaning products too because of its properties. Google it.
Google it. Google is your friend.
All right, that was it. And then you put coconut oil in there so it rolls on out. And this will help the hot factor too. So Thieves is a little bit spicy and oregano is a little bit spicy. So the coconut oil will help dole that down a notch. And also help spread it out.
And the coconut oil we're using is fractionated coconut oil. You can get it on Amazon. We will post the link for it, but it remains in liquid form at all times, unlike refined coconut oil.
See it?
So it's clear, it's odorless, and it's liquid.
Yes. So remember, feet, spine, adults on the neck. Once a day preventatively, and then kick it on up if you need to.
It's also a good diffuser blend. Lemon, Thieves, and oregano help clear the air in your home.
Diffuse it for play dates. And if you do carpooling, get your car diffuser out and diffuse it in there. Because we all know kids
are gross.
Yeah, gross is really good. Okay.
Okay.
Next up.
Sleepytime rub. So this is going to be, we just wanted to show you guys some different ways of applying oils or blending them. This is going to be in a rub, so more like a creamy consistency. It'll be in a jar. If you prefer roller bottles like the ones we've been making over here, you can certainly take this recipe and kind of modify it to do it in a roller bottle if that's easier for you to apply. We've done it both ways, and it just depends. I like the rubs in wintertime because they actually stay solid. In the summertime they tend to melt because it's coconut oil. So if you've ever used it before, I think it's 75 degrees and above, it will melt. It's not a big deal if it does. Just stick it in the fridge for a few minutes. It'll go back to solid, and then you're good. But if your home or whatever room this is in is on the warmer side, it's going to melt. So, but we're going to show you how to do that. So you have, it's going to be in a jar that is a 2-ounce jar. So that's a 1/4 cup. So this is a 1/4 cup of coconut oil. And then it's 8 drops of lavender. As you know, lavender is very good for relaxation.
Calming and sleep.
Calming, sleep, rest.
You can diffuse it at night.
Cedarwood, I think you have that.
I do.
And then Peace and Calming is a blend that Young Living makes that smells amazing, and it's so good for helping to take down like energy levels and just calm things down. So
For sure. And it's green. How fun is that?
green. 5 drops of Peace and Calming go in.
And Peace and Calming can sometimes have the opposite effect of Peace and Calming. I know Sathia's son gets a little amped up whenever he has it. And then one of our downline team members also gets a little amped up with Peace and Calming. So if you try this for a good solid several times and you're seeing that amped up effect, it might be the Peace and Calming in there.
Yeah, so then I would just remove the Peace and Calming and go lavender and cedarwood. That's a really good blend too, just by itself. You can also use frankincense if you want. All of those are good for rest and relaxation. Some people use vetiver for sleep, even more than lavender. So it just depends on your body chemistry. Some of this is going to be a little bit of trial and error, but this recipe tends to be a really good one for most people. So the end product is kind of a yellowish, greenish, kind of creamy consistency. And then I just pour it into a 2-ounce jar. I like these because they're blue, which means that light gets cut out, doesn't penetrate and break up the properties of the oils. So use a darker jar if you can. Also, I would say I like having the smaller, like the 2-ounce. I wouldn't really go any bigger because the coconut oil, the carrier oils you're buying, those have expiration dates usually. And you may not go through a whole 4-ounce or 8-ounce jar of this stuff by the time the coconut oil expires, and you don't want to have to throw this out. This is a rub for chest, for body. Yeah, so you rub this on, you could do your wrists and smell it. You could do the back of your neck, your chest, just anywhere. I would say though that it might stain clothing a little bit because the Peace and Calming is green in here. So maybe just put it on your wrists. Where else? Bottoms of your feet.
Yeah, I give my kids a foot rub. They really
Foot
love
rubs
it.
with this is amazing.
Super nice to do at bedtime, and I can sometimes get them to rub my feet with it, which is really awesome. Lead by example, right?
Yep.
So yeah, it's really great. At nighttime, my husband's really good about giving foot massages, and I usually make him do it with the sleep robe because it
and it's just it's moisturizing too for your skin. I mean, you know, coconut oil is so awesome for everything anyway. So then that's it. You have your 2 ounces full, and that should last. Still, this should last you forever because you're only using like a little tiny dollop every night. I mean, if you're doing like full-on foot rubs, maybe more. But anyway. That's the foot rub. I mean, the sleep rub.
It is a foot rub.
It is a foot rub.
Yeah, and then I don't mind my kids' jammies getting a little oily, and so I'll usually rub it on their chest and their back.
I don't either. Or like the pillow or whatever.
Absolutely. Okay, hi Kristen. All right, so tummy roller. We all know jitters can cause a little bit of rolling sensation in the tummy, and you'll hear a lot of kids go, oh, I don't feel so good, trying to get out of going to school, or they're just anxious about something, or we all know it kind of shows up in our tummies.
Yeah, even just like changing the routine, like you're eating breakfast at a different time maybe, and different types of food, if they're eating like cafeteria food sometimes, or anything like that, which that's, you know, like some of these things you can't control. A lot of times at like my kids' school, they give them like somebody's birthday and they had cupcakes, and then somebody else gave out lollipops, and by the end of the day, their juice, and you're coming home, and then they're like, they don't want to eat dinner because their stomach hurts from all the junk that they got at school. So this is really helpful. Actually, my son keeps one of these in his backpack.
Olivia does too. She loves it.
Tummy stuff.
She'll apply it at our school right after recess. I mean, right after lunch, they go to recess.
Not cool.
Not cool at all. That's cruel. And so they're running around in the hot Texas sun.
Nap time after lunch.
Exactly. They're running around the hot Texas sun, and she goes for this every single time. She'll even apply it prophylactically now because she knows exactly what's about to happen.
Yeah, and I will say too, Young Living makes a blend called Tummy Jize that's pre-diluted. It's actually one of the free oils you get as part of the promotion this month. So that is a staple in our house for sure, but if it ever goes out of stock, then we make this blend. So I would always keep either one on hand because you don't want to run into not having some kind of digestive support for kids, or for yourself too, but especially kids who don't seem to have much of a tolerance for tummy troubles.
Yep.
This is a really good blend to make. But the Tummy Jize, it's already pre-diluted. We just put a roller ball on it, and then that lives in my kid's backpack too.
Yes.
But we do run out every now and then, so then that's where this comes in really nicely.
Depending on how much your kid uses it.
Yeah. And sometimes I give them away. I was like at the park the other day, and the little boy was like really sick, and so I was like, here, take this roller, and just gave it away.
That's awesome.
So I had to
helping people
make
out.
my own.
One roller at a time.
Yeah.
So I put 8 drops of lemon, 3 drops of Frank, and 1 drop of peppermint in here, and it smells a lot like the Tummy Jize blend. You can also use Jize, just make sure you dilute it for little kids, because it can be a little on the stronger side. Yeah, it smells a lot like
spearmint
Tummy Jize.
too helps.
Spearmint helps. So there's lots of options for tummy help. And just for health, they can roll it on there. My kids roll it on daily just because they like the way it smells, and I'm okay with that. Since it helps support the GI system.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought that you'll up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the Mama's Stress Blend, and this
Vital.
is, this actually is great for moms, but it also makes a really good teacher gift because teachers have really a lot of stress, especially that first couple weeks of school. Man, they have to learn all those kids' names. They have to get to know those kids and try to figure out who needs what. And I can just imagine how stressful that is for a teacher, having to get up super early and be there and be on, and lesson plans and everything else. So I would say it's a great blend for any adult that has to deal with this kind of transition. So you're going to use a 10 ml Rollerbottle. Stress Away, as you all know, is a blend that Young Living makes that is for that purpose. So it's already an awesome blend by itself. You can wear it even undiluted, just as perfume. You can diffuse it. That works really well too. But this is going to be a blend of orange, Stress Away, and lavender, because all 3 of those combined are just a little bit more potent for stress relief. So in goes the
You
Stress
bless
Away.
those teachers.
Yeah, so give the teachers one of these rollers.
They will love you. I gave it to Olivia's kindergarten teacher, and every morning she smelled like it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good for kids too. So if you have a nervous Nellie at school who is around a lot of other stimulation, Olivia responds really well to the stress blend, so it's safe for kids too. So it's good for everyone. Everyone needs a little bit of swipe on the neck sometimes.
For sure. It's really helpful. And orange, actually, what they say about orange, and the reason it's in so many blends, is it's supposed to help you. You need, lavender. It's supposed to help you get in touch with your inner child. So when you smell orange essential oil, which comes from the rind of the fruit, you know, to kindergarten teachers, that's awesome. It's distilled from the rind of the fruit, and if you've ever peeled an orange, what you're smelling as you crack open that skin is the essential oil coming out of those little pores. That's exactly where it comes from. So it's distilled by cold pressing that rind and pulling out those oils. And that's the effect it has on your emotions and on your brain, is it helps you get in touch with your child, like your inner child. So I think it's great, especially to add to this for teachers and parents who need to find a way to connect with children, especially. Especially you've been off all summer, like not connecting with children. So I think every little bit that you can do to reconnect is really helpful.
Absolutely. I rub it on, like Satya was saying, they sell a blend called Inner Child too, which I use a lot, which has a big orange component to it. And I use it because I have trouble being silly, and my kids like to be silly. And I'm not very silly.
I'm not either.
And so I try and apply this so I can get a little bit sillier. It's still not very silly, but I try. Olivia will bring me the blend sometimes to come play with me.
That's sweet.
So sweet. I'm like, can we do some puzzles? Or I'm more of a brainiac player. I like to do, I know. Let's write essays. I like to color too. I mean, I like very calm activities, and my boys want to run around and jump off furniture. Which stress away for everybody.
All day.
Okay,
so that's the stress blend.
Yeah, so we're on our last recipe, and this is the bonus recipe that we asked you guys to submit some entries. I know Elizabeth told us about one, a vapor rub, which we are going to include on this recipe sheet, and also I made a label for it. But I actually selected the one that Carolyn Beatty submitted. So hooray! You actually won whatever KidSense oil you want to try.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yes. So let me know. Seriously, there's Owie, which they're giving these away. If you place a 300 PV order this month, they can either be Essential Rewards or it can be a quick order. Whatever you want to choose, as long as you meet the minimum PV requirement. PV is personal volume, and it's generally dollar for dollar, but double check after you get to the checkout portion to make sure your PV says the limit, not your dollar amount. And if you spend 300 PV this month, stocking up on this virtual make and take oils or on Thieves home cleaning line or personal care products or whatever you fancy, get it up to 300 PV this month. That way you get the entire KidSense line for free.
Plus Clarity, plus Lemon,
and Citrus
plus
Fresh.
Citrus Fresh.
And Envision.
So the complete value of everything you're getting for free for spending 300 PV is $266.
Buy one, get one free.
So that is a lot of money. It's basically buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And the KidSense line is already pre-made with kids in mind. It was created exactly for kids, and it is pre-diluted. So you can just pop roller filaments on those bad boys and go to town because they are safe to use. There's an Owie version, which is for owies. There is Sniffles, which is great during the winter season, and as things pop up that you need support for respiratory wise. And then Sleepy Eyes is awesome. 2 of my kids respond super well to it for nighttime. And then there's also
needs it right now.
go apply that Sleepy Eyes magic to them. Bennett is not the one that responds to Sleepy Eyes. And so then also there is Tummy Jives, which we just talked about being for tummies. And there's a blend called Genius. You get all of those.
Genius we use a lot during the homework hour. We diffuse it. And granted, my son was in kindergarten last year, so it wasn't like a ton of homework. But he did have some homework. And after being at school all day, it's like really now you have to sit down for half an hour and also do homework. So we would diffuse that, and it would really help a lot. And I'm imagining I'm going to be using it even more this year now that first grade's happening. So
yes. Oh, first grade.
It gets more intense from here.
Okay, so Carolyn, you get to pick from any of those 5 KidSense versions. So PM me whatever you would like, and I will get it over on to you. So we chose Carolyn's recommendation. She really wanted something to wake up her boys in the morning. Please tell me that kids sleep in eventually, because my kids wake up at 6 a.m. It's no fun. I'm waiting for the day where I have to wake my children up because I don't know if I will. They can just sleep all day.
All day.
So she wanted a spray to wake up her boys for school. It starts at 7:30 in the morning. How cruel is that? So I made a version of the wake up spray. and it's not labeled yet. So it's in a 2-ounce sprayer.
The label's right there.
So peppermint is really, really great for energy, but beware, it's a hot oil, so don't spray it on their face because they might get a little sad about that. So what I would do is just spray this in the general vicinity of the room, maybe on the linens of the bed sheets when you walk in. That way they can start getting that peppermint in. And lemon is also super energizing, and they smell wonderful together. So that is the blend we went with, is the Wake Up Spray.
Wake Up. And also you can diffuse it in the morning if you happen to get up before your kids and you want to kind of prep the house for just everybody waking up in a better mood.
Yes.
Then start diffusing that like a few minutes before everybody wakes up, and they'll do better.
So there's 10 drops of peppermint, 5 drops of lemon in there, and then you want to throw in a pinch of Epsom salt. Can you pass me that Epsom salt? And this is just to make sure the oils get carried within the water. And then, Satya, you're the expert funnel pour here. I'm just going to go for it.
Oh, it's just like living on the edge
I
over
am.
here.
I'm a rebel.
Oh, that's
There
impressive.
you go.
Amazing.
All right. So there's your Wake Up Spray. Remember, no
Yeah.
faces, because that would make someone sad.
Just spray the room, you know,
Yeah.
like a little
Yes.
bit. Walk in,
Yep.
turn on all the lights,
Pull back
play
the
some
covers.
music.
My mom used to come and bang a pot in my room.
That's not.
That's not very nice.
This is much kinder version
It
of that.
is. Thanks, Mom. You'll probably watch
My dad
this
used to
eventually.
turn the light on and be like, "This is the first call," and then 5 minutes later he'd be like, "Second call."
Parents were cruel sometimes,
Rude.
aren't we? No, I do some of the same tactics. I do not bang pots, but I use some of the
They
same
do.
tactics. They do.
Your kids do.
Wake up.
Wake up. Okay.
So that concludes our make and take, but let's just rehash. So if you invited people to this shindig, we are going to do that drawing here in a couple minutes. We'll be back live for you. So you need to go comment in the post below this video. I outlined it. Just tell us the number of people you invited. That way you can win all of these goodies for free. We will send them to you, and if you win the drawing. So be sure and get your friend entries in there.
Yep. And then if you are in the Austin area, don't forget Saturday morning, 10:30, we're going to have a brunch. And it's just going to be a super fun, informal brunch where we're going to talk about oils. I'm going to do like an intro class, basically. So really anyone could come, even if you don't have kids or you know friends that would be interested in oils but they don't have kids. Bring them anyway, because I'm going to do the basic 101 talk, and then at the end I'll put a little bit of a twist on how we use the oils to help with back to school, but it won't be super heavy on that. And then after that we're going to make a couple of these same blends. So we're going to make the head spray, and we're going to make the focus roller right there at the brunch. So everybody who comes gets to take away both of those blends for free. So that's exciting, but just RSVP in the event page. I'll post a link to it, I think, in here. I think I can do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that way people can RSVP to that, and I will have a better head count for how much food to make. And I just hope to see people there.
Yes.
Yeah.
You won't want to miss it.
It'll be yummy.
And thanks for making my life better, Kristen, by telling me kids eventually sleep till noon.
Yeah.
When does that start happening? 10? 11? Spill it to me. Okay. So we are going to post the recipes below as well, along with the shopping list to tell you exactly where to get all these supplies, and then we'll be posting the labels. We now have a YouTube channel. We're big time now. Yes, and on there I put Satya's label video, so she won't have to remake it.
Oh, nice. Thank you. I was going to totally remake it.
I'll post the link for the YouTube video of Satya explaining labels down in this feed as well, so you don't have to go find it.
Oh, geez, 11 or 12-ish.
Oh, that's
like
way
really
too
far
yeah.
away.
Okay, I'll be encouraged. The
Until
10-year
then.
light is there. So I will be posting all of that below here, and we will keep this class up for 1 week. After that, it will be archived on our YouTube channel. That way we can always refer back to it if you want. If you're a member of Western Oils, you can always go in there and look at it. But for the public purposes, it will be up for a week. So get your people here and clue them in, especially if these kids attend your kiddo's school. let's keep everyone well. So a little bit of ulterior motive, but let's keep the school well. So get your people in here and teach them about how essential oils can really radically change their lives.
Totally.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye. We'll be back in a minute with the drawing winner.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.